Hi guys, this is going to be an art channel message, or should I say channeled painting. This is the recent oil painting I've been working on alongside like 3 more. So I was sort of going back and forth between them, and I know it's been a good couple of months, but I have a lot of great stuff coming up. This one specifically I've been working on for a while alongside the others, so I really hope you enjoy it. It's been a while, but it's really great to be back. But anywho, if you're new here, I channel messages through art, creativity. I really hope my art, my paintings, inspire you to see the art within yourself, because we all start from zero, which is just a blank canvas. What's special about my art is it's like one big optical illusion. I paint as I go, but it always ends up being intentional. Even the process is a message within itself, or things that I'll start with sort of cascade and mix with something else, and I'm like, I didn't even know I was doing that. So you'll see that sort of happens as we go, especially the next painting I'm going to be doing a message on. That one's kind of mind-blowing even more than this one, so stay tuned. So the message / title of this painting is the cat distribution system, and it's somewhat of a continuation and prediction, I realized later, of an art piece I channeled way in the past surrounding "You Are a Spirit Guide in the Flesh." That was the title of the video and the drawing I did, and it basically surrounds around how we are souls / spirit guides living a human experience or fleshly experience, kind of like you're being put on a journey, or like you pass away, you come back as a bird, or you come back as something. And then when I was channeling the beard of the man, almost like a monk person or a Buddha, there was a bird trapped within it that looked like it was trapped up or caged up like the 8 of Swords, which was really cool. So basically it was like how we are souls and spirit guides living a human experience or a fleshly experience. And reincarnation came up in the message as well. But anyways, this came to me in an interesting way. It started from scratch, but spirit almost gave me like the concept or visualization of what it will be or where we are going. It's almost like we are channeling something about spirit animals, spirit guides, but not entirely. It's the cat distribution system. I knew immediately, like I said, this was about the cat distribution system, where a cat, or now pet, presents itself to you in a time of need, or it seemingly comes out of nowhere. Or they gravitate towards you for whatever reason. There's also this element of presenting it to you, or the cat coming in a time of need. It's like the Strength card or the Queen of Wands, even though this isn't about that directly. The cat in front of her serves as a protection from evil. So there's emphasis on this as well as I was channeling. Protection from evil, or again, presented itself in a time of need, not only for the cat. This can be a stray cat that seemingly pops out of nowhere, a cat in need of shelter, love, food, etc. But it's also for you as well. You needed this, or you will need this. Reminds me of as well of like how with anything, a cat can come to you, or something can come to you and change your life, because it's like the universe knows you're going to need it to get through not always a dire situation or a situation where you're gonna need company, but it's there for a reason, and it's like they're on this journey with you from this moment forward for something. I don't want to say it's like your battle gear or protection once again, but there's that bond, spiritual bond, that you'll never be able to break, even when one of you passes. I'm getting there is a spiritual bond developing between cat and owner, or animal and owner. There's something very spiritual about it, like I said, and you will find this cat actually has several of the same characteristics as you. It is commonly stated that you must treat animals with respect and love. It's like you were blessed with a gift, similar to how they say, he who finds a wife finds a great thing. Your pet is a literal extension of you at a soul level. So it's like, give it all the love you can give on this journey moving forward. There's also a reason Egyptians worshipped cats. They took that very seriously. But not many people today do take that seriously. Like, people abandon their animals, people leave them on the side of the road, and typically that's what creates a domino effect of what seems like the cat distribution system. But other times it's like, okay, where did this animal come from? Why was I blessed with this? There's no other cats around. This never happened, but it came straight up to me like a magnet. They sensed something in me, I sensed something in them, and it was time for us to meet. And I'll get into these details later because this is going to be a long thing, so I'm going to take my time. But this is almost like it coming down reminds me of like a spaceship. As I was channeling, I was like, what's this white for? It's almost like it's cascading down. You know how in ET where from a spaceship there's a white light and it's like, ta-da, here it is? That's what I'm getting. And then you see this already here as well with the little poke, the finger, and the electricity. As I was painting, I was getting a theory that the cat distribution system, or twinning and evolution, are all directly linked. It's very similar to monkeys and ape men or cavemen, and how evolution made them or us into humans. Oakley, my cat that came to my home, screaming, like he was almost like yelling and meowing in a time of need, his eyes coincidentally mirror my features. My eyes are like a golden brown or golden color, and so are his. Not only that, but he has a very sensitive, almost clingy, emotional type of personality. And I did the math because he was 6 months, almost still a kitten, when he came to us. So I did the math and it turns out he's technically a Pisces as well. Over a year to 2 years ago, I would often post pictures of my eyes. One being titled Eye of the Tiger. Like, I kept doing this and I didn't really know why. Similar to how things go with my art, like I don't know why I'm doing this, but it always makes sense later, or it becomes irrelevant later. So here's a few photo examples of that. And in my message / art, you are a spirit guide in the flesh, that theme unknowingly carried on for me, because look at this orange cat in that drawing. This is like, keep in mind, this is 2 years ago, or going on 2 years ago, and I channeled this before and I didn't know why. Like, look at the collar. To me, that symbolizes the adoption or the sudden ownership, because I didn't seek the cat sought me. So I literally predicted, and there were signs that Oakley, my first pet, that's what makes it even more special, my first pet was coming before we actually knew he was coming. And the weird part is, I've always wanted a cat, but I never really knew how I was going to get one. It's almost like it's a weird way of manifesting Oakley, my cat, but it's also like it was meant to be at this time. Shocked to see that the cat literally imprinted on the bird. Do you see that? It kind of looks like a wolf print or a dog print, and then here you have, it kind of looks like the same on the bird. There's also this distinct difference in color. It's like the cat is turning the bird hard into a rebel. I was literally getting the scenario of how one zombie can make someone else a zombie. This energy is infectious. Something very infectious. Either you or someone you look up to is imprinting on you. And before we all leave this earth, we have a mission to fulfill. And that leads me right to what I channeled about reincarnation. I'm getting this weird message about faith and religion, which would also allude to a priest in Hierophant. It's often speculated where we go after death. What happens after death? I'm getting reincarnation. That's what happens. The Pope here is half man, half bird. We always have one foot in the physical and one foot in the spiritual realm. And I'm seeing this. This was also completely unintentional too. If you look closely, maybe you haven't seen it yet, it's a bird with its head down, being restricted like the Eight of Swords. It wasn't as clear before I added detail to it, but once again, this is how it ended. Body, the human flesh, our physical experiences versus our spiritual ones, where our soul goes, like being free would allude to. I was also getting this metaphor, this example about recycling. If you fulfill your mission on Earth, for some reason, I don't know who they is or what they're trying to tell me, but I'm getting they want me to say or give this message that if you fulfill your purpose as a teacher in the physical, even though the human experience is exhausting, it's a drag sometimes, it's like that's how you're kind of recycled or reincarnated. Spirit guides take many forms, and that's literally why we get signs from animals. It's almost like they're second people, because they probably are in a past life. And I feel like that's part of the reason why I was guided to channel this, is because the same thing is going to be happening for a lot of you, or you notice this is happening to you a lot and you don't know why. And it's also important for you to know that you are protected for whatever reason. Look at the yellowish eyes in the cat as well. Isn't that funny? And half of this message involves you never know if an animal you come across was a human in a past life. There's a strong element of freedom or familiarity. My dad even joked at one point that Oakley, the cat that came to us through the cat distribution system, he would often joke that it was a family member, because there's no way he naturally just gets along or fits in here. And he loves everyone equally. He bonded with us straight away, like it was a lifelong thing. He imprinted on us. There's also emphasis on cat behaviors, such as when they rub on you as a form of affection, or to mark their scent, or to own you. Just like how I'm marking my territory / signature here on the paw as well. Oakley was also almost named Sunny, and coincidentally, he loves basking in the sun, which you can see up here. There's also a lot of warmth with the colors as well. You can see the cat goes from this to that, which gets a little darker and shadowy. But the sun just always seems to find him, and he thrives in the sun. And I wanted to compare it the same with me. Like, even when I don't desire it, it feels like the light is always blinding me, or the light is always reflecting my eyes, or once again, I'm just blinded by the light, or the sun just wants to gravitate towards my general direction. As I was painting in the beginning, specifically with this part right here, I don't know who that girl is. Maybe you guys can figure it out. Just kidding. But I noticed that side was visibly darker despite the shadowy effect. There's something that brought out a different side of me. And here's that eye of the tiger element. Right here, it's almost like an alter ego, I want to say. I wasn't really sure what this was going to turn into. There's emphasis on the eye, and then this is a masked figure or a masked person with red hair, almost as if this resembles the transitional period from girl to cat and then cat to human. There's that relation there as well. And then as I was painting or going along, I noticed this eye. Like if you were to cover everything else up and just look at that, it looks like it's fusing together, this half face, and that's actually a part of it. That's freaky. So the masked figure in the middle is technically me, or a person that is transitioning from one to another. Almost like animorphs transition from animal to human. The eye here specifically is what ties it together the most. I also found the placement of the characters rather interesting. On the bottom, it feels like capturing a Pokemon, and on the top, there's some type of merging or evolution going on. Similar to how souls can merge. On the bottom depiction here, with the finger touching Oakley's paw, like E.T., or that scene in E.T., ironically, that's what came to me. And then what's even more ironic is E.T. is about meeting someone from a different species, feeling deeply connected to them. And that makes it even weirder is because this depiction of baby Oakley, or what he looked like when I found him, it's very smoothed out. And I was like, is this supposed to happen? Because it reminds me of how someone would look fresh out of the womb. Like it looks like a literal baby or alien hybrid or something that's was just born. Everything's smoothed out, everything's not touched. It almost looks like it's literally from a blank canvas. And I think that's intentional. I think that's on purpose. As I was painting, I was also wondering why it was so much more red and pink in the middle. It's as if Oakley imprinted on me, turning it pink. Yet part of his paws are obviously pink as well. So you see here, pink, and then here, also pink. There's this element of swapping or trading, not necessarily destinies, but features, qualities, everything in between. And right here, like if you were just to focus on the placement of the eyes, they weirdly collide and mirror each other. It merges at the most intricate parts, or at the temple or third eye area, and then it sort of like goes down like this. It reminds me of an angel, or biblically accurate depictions of angels. There's those eyes and those, and it curves in the same way. I even wondered at first, like, why is this one higher up? Like, why does it look bigger? Why was it placed there? And then I saw this, and I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. There's also emphasis here on, once again, imprinting, like signs a cat has imprinted on you, signs an animal has imprinted on you, and signs it's very spiritual. For example, they follow you everywhere, they mark their scent, they rub on you. It's almost like something has already been classified. They're very vocal around you, they develop almost a second language. I even noticed Oakley has some of the same attributes or personality traits when it comes to that innocent-like quality, maybe even anxious at times. There's this attachment, like he doesn't even like being alone. Very social when he wants to, of course. And I feel like me and him specifically have a very special bond. Just always wanting to be around me, always wanting to tag along. And that eye thing in specific, the eye of the tiger, really takes the cake because look at the eye. I was also hearing / getting like a gift from the sun or the gift from masculine energy that you will eventually be able to see. And once again, you're not just given a pet, you're blessed with one, as in the universe deemed you worthy or trustworthy, or even the cat, the animal did, and that says a lot about your character. And once again, not that it foreshadows negative events, but it's like you're going to need that emotional comfort for something. That's what I'm sort of predicting or getting here. You might not know what it is yet. Could be a loss. Could be some type of journey you're not prepared for, but you will be better prepared for it now. Cats entering your home also brings good fortune, but not just protection. They're home defenders. But yeah, that's sort of the story of how I met my cats. This is the cat distribution system. This is very predictive, but also intended to be therapeutic in a way where you can understand your animal better, or perhaps this is foreshadowing you encountering an animal that was reincarnated or placed in your presence for a reason. It's like you needed each other. I find it really interesting. It's like still boggles my mind how beautiful this is, but also all of the events that led up to it, with me predicting his presence before he actually came. I was even visited by other orange cats, or I saw one just sitting outside the one day. I posted that in the community tab, and that even led up to this eventually. So everything is a weird domino effect of art this time around. Stay tuned for other paintings. The next one I have is more on the predictive side rather than surrounding a specific concept that was channeled to me. But this one is very, very special. And this is me also marking my territory here once again after disappearing for a while. This isn't really a big deal, but make sure you're using your discernment with people. A lot of people like to try to copy my work, especially when I go on a long hiatus for some reason. Like try to take my channel name, similar concepts, but they're not actually creating authentic art. It's like I'm a creator of art first, creator of content second. And I really hope you guys can feel that, you can see that within the work I produce, because there's those lighthearted concepts about relationships and let me paint your soulmate, but are they really diving into things? Are they actually coming up with their own ideas? It's a lot to think about. So yeah, really hope you enjoyed this painting. Please like, subscribe, support the channel in any way you can. I really, really, really appreciate it. And yeah, bye.